Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Alpine F1 Manager Career Mode. We are back for Monza, one of the most iconic races on the F1 calendar. Let's head into the episode. So of course we are heading back to Italy for the second time of the season. It's going to be an important race for us here because hopefully we can make an impact. If we look at our car analysis, the problem we've got here is the top speed not being the best. It's up there, but we're not quite in that top 10. And that's something that we are looking to improve. So we have started two new projects. The chassis and the suspension are going to be improved, which is going to reduce our drag reduction on both parts, which should take us to being one of the best teams on the grid in that department. Also a bit of engine cooling, which will be very good for us, hopefully. And of course, what we're looking to do this weekend is take some engine penalties with Ocon to hopefully have an impact as we head into the race weekend. Hopefully, once those new car parts come in, we can have a strong end to the season. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what positions do you think we're going to finish in the Italian Grand Prix.
Welcome to Life in the Fast Lane. We're here at Monza in Italy, the home of Ferrari. But who will take home the points this weekend? Let's find out as we get started with the Italian Grand Prix. Monza, a centurion among circuits, dripping with motorsport history. Expect to see cars fly by as 80% of the track is tackled at full throttle. It's not all go, however, and brakes can be prone to overheating through the tight chicanes that Monza has to offer. With the season nearly concluded, time is running out for the teams. Can anyone make a last-minute breakthrough? Can the leading drivers hold on? Only time will tell. What will happen this weekend? Only time will tell.
Here we are for the Italian Grand Prix. We are not expecting any rain over the weekend. Our expected strategies are basically one stop, soft to mediums, mediums to softs, or medium to hards. We're probably going to look at the soft to mediums because it's rare that that's not the best option, really, in my opinion. As we all know, last year it was, of course, a McLaren 1-2. We had Alpine in 8th and 10th in last year's Grand Prix in real life. Can we swap places with the McLarens, perhaps? Powertrain usage, as you can see, we're one of few teams that have started to take engine penalties. And we're going to be taking more this weekend, unfortunately. But nevertheless, hopefully, we can have a good weekend. Despite that, of course, Piastri is going to come in for the P1 session. And of course, we are still looking for new drivers. So let me know down below, who do you think we should be going for? I've got my eyes on a few people, but all will be revealed towards the end of the season, or maybe even the start of next season. One thing I will say, next season I think I'm going to do like every other race rather than every race, just because it just makes more sense to do it that way. Yeah, we've not got long left this season, so we'll smash on through the rest of the season, and then next season will be a little bit more spaced out going forward. But let me know who you think we should be aiming for in our cars. Ocon is staying on. It's just who is joining him in the other car and the reserve driver. Let me know who you think I should get, and I will see you ahead of qualifying. So we are back after practice. We have Piastri in 14th, Ocon in 16th in P1. P2 was Alonso in 14th, Ocon in 16th. And then in P3 we had Alonso in 14th, Ocon in 19th. As you can see, grid penalties for Verstappen, Gasly and Zhou. So a few incidents through the practice sessions. Verstappen's was actually for taking out Ocon and sending him into the gravel. So, yeah, bit of unnecessary overtaking in qualifying, it would be fair to say. We haven't been able to get Alonso's set up quite right. For some reason, I just can't quite dial it in as much as I would like. Ocon, we've got it almost there as we head into the qualifying sessions. but still not quite perfect. I'm not sure I can get it any better than the 90%. Of course, what is important here, we are taking the grid penalty for Ocon and bringing in a new engine and a new gearbox. Hopefully that gearbox will last until the end of the season. I'm hoping not to have to make any more stops like this. We are going to have to emergency manufacture a few front wings because both drivers lost one in practice. I think it was actually Piastri that lost one for the P1, and then Ocon when he got taken out by good old Max Verstappen. And now we will head into qualifying. Obviously with Ocon, it's probably not going to mean a lot. With Alonso, it could be massive. But let's head into that now. So we are here in Q2. Q1 went by without incident. We sent out both cars at the start of the session. I think we were 3rd and 4th after the first runs. There was a lot of people getting caught up in traffic, but we didn't even bother going back out. It went well. This section, however, not gone quite so well. There's something happened early on here. So it must be Joe and one of the Alpha Tauri's. I'm not sure what's happened there, but looked like they must have had a tangle. Yellow flags in Sector 1, and both of them kind of were stuck there on the map. Not sure exactly what happened. We both got caught in traffic on our first laps in Q2. Let's have a quick look at what happened. So that's why we're down in 14th and 15th. So big lockup from Gasly, who hits an invisible wall. It was actually... Bottas was absolutely fine. It was only Gasly that had a problem. Q2, Alonso's gone green in Sector 1, as has Ocon. And then through Sector 2, orange for Alonso. Ocon goes green again. So it's going to be close for Alonso to get out of this session. I'm guessing he must have caught the cars just as he came out of Sector 2. Crosses the line. Puts himself up into 7th. Ocon is going to follow shortly. Only him and Joe left to finish. And Ocon moves up to 9th, so he is through to Q3. So both cars through to Q3. I'm not sure why it's saying Alonso's got a grid penalty. I'm genuinely no idea why. But nevertheless, through to Q3. We're probably going to end up at the back of the grid, but it is what it is. We're still giving a good account of ourselves. And here we are towards the end of Q3. We're on board with Alonso. Ocon is the last man out on track. The grid is very split up at the moment, which is quite unusual for a Q3. As you can see, Verstappen and Sainz clearly got stuck in traffic on their outlaps. Who is going to be the first man to cross the line? It's going to be Pierre Gasly as he comes around his final corner. Both our drivers green in Sector 1. Obviously, it's going to be somewhat inconsequential by the end of it. But Gasly crosses the line, moves up. Bottas is going to be next. Can he improve? He does, but not enough. Verstappen next to cross the line. He's got somebody right behind him as well. Cross the line, goes up. Hamilton was the next man. And then we've got Carlos Sainz, puts himself 7th. So Verstappen on provisional pole. Can George Russell deny him that? George Russell can't. Alonso is going to cross the line next. Then we'll have Perez and Leclerc. Alonso stays 8th. Perez doesn't move up. Leclerc doesn't move up. Ocon crosses the line. Doesn't move up. So nobody really improving their times other than Sainz and Verstappen, who were both caught in traffic. And if there was time improvements, they weren't significant at all. But lots of grid penalties out and about. So we're going to be starting towards the back. Let's have a quick look at what we're expecting.
Drivers are strapping themselves in, ready for race day.
Although we didn't see a standout performance from Alpine during qualifying, everything's still open to them during this race. We saw a reasonable push from Mercedes in qualifying, and they'll have plenty of opportunities here to achieve a great result. And the weather is sunny here today, apart from a few clouds. Let's hope they remain scattered on the horizon.
Well, one thing we do know, this race is going to be fast, and Monza is ready for it.
So we are starting 20th and 18th. Alonso, for some reason, is starting further back, and I'm genuinely not sure what he's done to do that. But nevertheless, we've got an option to say that we're going to gain positions. If we can say we're going to finish 7th and 8th, which would be quite impressive. But let's give it a go. See if we can pull that off. Strategy-wise, we'll go medium to soft with Alonso and the soft to medium with Ocon. We'll go with that and we'll play it by ear. We can always drop him down to balance for parts of the race where we need to. We did get both their setup confidences a little bit better. As I say, not sure why Alonso's got this grid penalty, but it is what it is. We will live with it and we'll head into the race.
I hope I'm not tempting fate here, but there are quite a few clouds overhead as we look at the lineup on the grid. And there we've got Esteban Ocon. With their starting position in the back 10, they'll have their work cut out for them. And here's Alonso, the team's second driver. They'll be starting the race from the bottom half of the grid, so there's a fair bit of ground to make up. The teams are ready to go. Here we are at the oldest circuit in Europe for this, the Italian Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
So as usual, we'll watch Charles Leclerc as he comes into turn 1. He's going to be comfortably clear of Perez. Meanwhile, further back,
That's all good.
we've got Ocon going alongside Stroll through turn 1. Can he get past him? He can. Alonso, meanwhile, can't get past Latifi. Of all people for you to not be able to get past, he couldn't get past Latifi. But Ocon now into the next chicane. He's going to follow Albon through it. Alonso is now past Latifi, thankfully. So at least there's that. Ocon passes Albon and he's going to head on towards Sebastian Vettel. Alonso is past Stroll. He's now past Albon as well. We're going to tell him not to fight his teammate. Let's just let them do their thing, but there's no need for them to be attacking each other. Ocon is surely about to get past Vettel here towards turn 1 and into the braking zone. Easy as you like. We can watch it from Alonso's view as he now follows Ocon through, and we are now hunting down the Haas's. And someone had spanned there. It was Zhou. So an extra free position for us there. Let's have a quick look at what had happened there. So he's just ahead of the Haas's and just loses it into the gravel. Through we go. And we're now on the back of Mick Schumacher and Kevin Magnussen with Ocon. Alonso also is just behind. And DRS is about to be enabled.
This lap.
Ocon having a little look at where he can try and get aggressive. Not able to at the moment. Alonso also watching from behind. And yet to have an impact on these Haas's. Another little think about it from Ocon there up the inside. He keeps having a little glance. But now this might be where he gets passed down the straight with DRS. No. Well, let's go overtake then. And past we go. And now we're on the back of Kevin Magnussen. Alonso also somehow got through there. I'm not entirely sure how he's done that. But fair enough. Alonso's just overtook Ocon. Took things into his own hands, apparently. Fair enough. Alonso, whatever floats your boat. I don't know why he's got as much pace he has, to be honest. We've got yellow flags in Sector 2. Nothing appears to be happening up there. It's just Bottas running wide. Nothing too important. Alonso all over the back of Kevin Magnussen. Pulls to the side, not able to get close enough on this occasion though. Let's have a quick look at how we're doing tyre wear wise. We're pretty much on track for where we want to be. We can maybe drop Alonso down to aggressive and push. Oh, what's gone on there, lads? Norris is just parked up. That's disgraceful. Get out of our way. And yellow flags in sector 2 again. We again don't really know what it's for. Magnussen ran wide this time. Didn't cost him. Although Alonso, that's unfortunate. He's got boxed in. We're going to send him to overtake. That's a point. I'm pretty sure I sent Alonso to overtake when we went past Mick Schumacher. Oh well, what's done is done. Can he get Magnussen this time? They're 3 wide, sort of. He's got both of them. And now Ocon is on the back of Norris. Needs to clear him as quickly as possible. Can he do it through the chicanes? And yes, he can. And now Ocon onto the back of Magnussen. We are making quick and early progress in this race. At some point, it's likely to slow down. But that point might not be quite yet, because we're about to see Ocon go for a move on Magnussen, I assume, in towards turn 1. Into the braking zone, get the job done. No, he backs out. Well, that's disappointing. Alonso, however, might not be backing out against Ricciardo in a minute. It's been swift progress early on. Ricciardo now has lost DRS on Bottas. Easy as you like. Magnussen has lost DRS on Ricciardo, but Ocon not able to get the job done on that occasion. Can he get it done into the final corner? Yes, he can. My mind's gone completely blank. I forgot what the name of that last corner is. And that's driving me crazy. Parabolica? Of course it's Parabolica. I am ashamed that I forgot that. We'll pretend I didn't. And we're going to watch Ocon have a little look up the inside of Ricciardo. Alonso's now on the back of Tsunoda and Bottas. And hopefully we'll be able to clear these two relatively soon. Alonso's already having a look up the inside of Tsunoda, but forced to back out. Ocon going up the outside of Ricciardo into Parabolica. Can he make it stick down the straight? He is going to indeed. We're going to tell Alonso again not to fight with his teammate. Oh, he's lost out big time there. But at this stage of the race, it made sense for how that was unfolding to let Ocon go through. And I'm sure Alonso won't be stuck behind Ricciardo for very long. We can send Ocon back to attack as he chases down Bottas and Tsunoda. Where are we looking at pits? So 7 and 18 laps away. So we'll let this play out a little bit now as Ocon tries to close them down. He's closed them down magnificently well, because we're going to jump on board here and you can see he's all over the back of them already. What's going to happen here? He's going to let them go through the Ascari chicane and now towards Parabolica. He's kind of compromised Tsunoda's line. Or have they? Oh my goodness. Go on. Have them both. Oh, can he? Oh, he nearly had them both. He does get Bottas. And now he's going to be able to have another charge at Tsunoda in just a moment. Let's deploy for a moment. Get back in that DRS. And as soon as we're in DRS, it should be easy as you like. It's not quite yet. But this time round, out of ERS. Disgraceful. Round Parabolica. Surely with the DRS we can get the job done here. What on earth happened then? We're going to get Alonso to start harvesting the ERS as well, so that we've got it throughout the rest of the race. I've honestly thought Ocon would have had Tsunoda pretty easily there, out of interest. So, yeah, everyone ahead, other than Sainz, is on mediums. So this is the point of the race. We need to see Ocon making the impact. And right now, he's struggling to do something. Once we get him past Tsunoda, we'll hopefully then be able to push on. We'll deploy now. And this time, he's past Tsunoda into open air. And hopefully we'll now see Ocon start to build a gap behind him. And maybe even push on towards going after Pierre Gasly. We're going to bring him in on the lap that we've planned. He stays ahead of Tsunoda this time round. And does so down the main straight. That wasn't the main straight at all. Good pit stop here, please. 2.7 seconds. He's going to come out ahead of Ricciardo behind Sainz. That is absolutely fine. We can get him to be aggressive on these tyres, I feel, rather than attack. We're probably actually dropping down to balance at the moment. In fact, no. Let's go aggressive for now, because we want to use this time to try and... Oh, he's come out behind Tsunoda. That's not what we wanted. He's got past him. We're going to drop down to standard, because that's kind of put a little pause in that plan. Let's have a little look at what other people are doing. So Gasly's gone to the hards. No, Tsunoda and Gasly have both gone to hards. So depending on the gap we can get for Alonso ahead of Gasly, which at the moment is around 16 seconds. Alonso could be coming out right behind Pierre Gasly and really give himself a chance to push. I think would be like technically 6th. We've only just entered the pit window for Alonso though, so plenty of time for that to develop. And yeah, at the moment we're just kind of happy with where we are. We've had a pretty good recovery so far in this race. We just need to get the pit stop right next. So Alonso is going to be coming in on his next lap. We're looking ahead. And this is where we're going to bring him in. Onto the softs. I assume that's what we're going to see.
So, boxing this lap.
These around us doing.
Okay,
Yeah, Verstappen's gone to softs. Hamilton to softs. Bottas has just pitted from behind us. So, where's Ocon come out after their pit stops? So, he's 10th at the moment. Up to 9th. Alonso's just pitted. Comes out just ahead of Bottas. I've just realised we need to swap this round now. We need to be fair. Ocon needs to now not fight with Alonso. Because we gave Ocon a chance earlier in the race when he was on the fresher tyres. And now it's the opposite way around. Unfortunately, we've lost out a bit to Gasly and Sainz. And we're kind of in a position where if we can get... Where are you going, Ocon? Where were you going? Lost a bit of time there. If we can get like 8th and 9th, I think that's kind of the best we can hope for at the moment. Bottas also made a mistake. So it's Alonso and... I mean, Alonso, you're on soft tyres. You shouldn't be struggling to fend off Tsunoda at this point. You just shouldn't be. Get Ocon to push and go aggressive now. Get him back into that battle with Tsunoda. If we can get him close again. 8th and 9th. It's not It's not ideal. We'd like to be battling for 6th and 7th. I think more than anything, what's annoying about that, for goodness sake. Stop it, Ocon. He's lost time again.
Nice one, mate.
He got so much closer, and then he's just lost it all again. Oh, Esteban. 6th and 7th is where we want to be, really. Considering we started 18th and 20th. For goodness sake. Well, there goes any hopes of points for Ocon. He's ran what? That's the same corner. He's ran wide like 3 times on that corner, and now this time he's spun it. What's he playing at? We're gonna give him next season, but I am struggling to justify the idea of Ocon staying for much longer than that, because at the minute he makes too many mistakes. We're gonna put his development points into his control to try and help prevent that. But it's not the first time that he's been in that type of position, and for lack of a better term, bottled it. It seems to happen far, far too much. What we've got now at the minute is Alonso's kind of in his own space, 5 seconds ahead of Tsunoda, but 10 seconds behind Sainz. Ocon is 2 seconds behind Bottas, 2 seconds ahead of Zhou. There's yellow flags in Sector 1. That makes me nervous because that's around where Ocon was. It was Magnussen. It's fine. If we can get Ocon to close up, let's go aggressive. Let's see if we can push on and get that gap down to Bottas close. Because if we can, there's potential there for an overtake. So Ocon is within DRS on Valtteri Bottas. He has used his ERS up doing so. However, can we now, over the next 3 laps, get that gap down further and further so that we can go for an actual overtake? And it would only be 1 point, but it's better than no points, which unfortunately is what Ocon's probably deserves. He passes him easy as anything. But I'd be lying if I said he didn't deserve no points, considering he ran wide like 3 times and then spun. The fact that he's managed to overtake Bottas is a little bit lucky in my opinion. He's set the fastest lap. How's he done that? I'm not sure how he's pulled that off, but we'll just accept it. Well done, Ocon. You've recovered well there. He just needs to stay ahead of Bottas now, and we can call it an okay race. Recovering for any points from the start that we had isn't too bad. We are on the last lap. There goes Alonso across the line for start his fast lap, and there goes Ocon to start his last lap. Verstappen wins in Monza. It's going to be Leclerc crossing the line next. Perez shortly behind him. Hamilton 5 seconds away from a podium finish. Russell a further 9 seconds back. That one stings. 4th and 5th for Mercedes. Very, very good results for them. Gasly, to be fair, was right behind him. Sainz not too far behind that. Alonso is going to come round the corner and grab his 8th place finish. Tsunoda,
Check a flag.
7 seconds back.
Yeah, well done, guys. It was a good weekend.
Yes, we keep pushing, mate. We keep pushing. We'll get there.
And there is Ocon with the fastest lap crossing the line as well.
Checkered flag.
Copy. Yeah, great job, guys. Great teamwork this weekend. Good point.
Good job. When you stop, it will be P1. Wait 5 seconds and then P0.
All in all, gaining 12 and 8 positions in the race was solid. Ocon picking up fastest lap was nice as well. He should have been higher up. I will say that. But nevertheless, it's a solid result for us again. Maintains our position in the Constructors' Championship. We're basically locked in 4th at the moment. I think it's going to take something special for us to catch Mercedes now, because they seem to be really on it. And I think they've just managed to pull away from us. As the season's gone on, their development was just better. Drivers-wise, just out of interest, not a lot between Verstappen and Leclerc. It would be fair to say. What's that? 28 points, so just over a race win. And in the Constructors, again, not a lot between them. Sainz and Perez are literally on level points, actually. So the gap between Verstappen and Leclerc is the gap between Red Bull and Ferrari. We are miles ahead of Alfa Romeo. It's just that we can't quite catch Mercedes. So the regulation vote has come back. The cost cap has been dropped for next season. It's only by 5 million, so it's not really drastic, I don't think. I don't think it's going to cause problems for anyone, really. It'll just kind of happen and won't, as I say, it's not going to cause a whole lot of issues. We are waiting on our next car parts to come through. Chassis and suspension, 10 and 8 days respectively. So, looking at the calendar, they will be in place for the Singapore Grand Prix that we have coming up next. And hopefully, we'll have an improved car going into that. If you have enjoyed that, please do leave a like down below. Let me know what you thought of that Grand Prix. Do you reckon 8th and 10th was good? I know Ocon spanned, but other than that, I don't think there was much for us to climb forward any further. Let me know what you thought of it down below. Subscribe if you're enjoying the content, and thank you very much for watching.